Welcome everybody to Civilization 5. We are playing a Game of Thrones mod. Specifically, we're playing Winter is Coming. Playing on the Westeros map with all of the races. And we're going to simulate the War of the Five Kings with Game of Thrones Season 6 being on the horizon. And that would bring this out and see just how the War of the Five Kings could have went if the Game of Thrones was played by Civilization AI instead of the people that it was actually played by. So, I've been wanting to do one of these things for quite a while now. Basically, this is, you probably have guessed by the title, this is an AI-only battle. So we are just going to be a spectator and an observer on this one. And basically we're just going to watch how everything unfolds and how everything goes. So from top to bottom, we have the free folk up here, the wildlings with their cities north of the wall. This is the wall here. It's played by these three city-states. Castle Black, the Shadow Tower, and Eastwatch by the sea. Just south of that, we have the Starks in Winterfell and the rest of their cities here. Over in the west, we have the Iron Islands and the Ironborn. In the east, did I say east over here when I meant west? I don't know. In the east, we have the Eyrie, played by Peter Baelish. These are going to be ones to watch. Just south of that, we have Stannis in Dragonstone, Stannis Baratheon. And then south of that, we have Renly Baratheon. Haven't seen him since the first season, but nevertheless, he is back in Storm's End there. South of that, we have Dorne. Dorne down here in the deserts. To the west, we have the Tyrells in Highgarden. Quite a nice area, the Tyrells. Quite a lot of wheat, as we all know. And then finally on the Westeros, we have the Lannisters of Casterly Rock. And the Lannisters get a little bit of a double-edged sword benefit to start with. They start with King's Landing. So obviously starting with an extra city is good, but it is quite a distance away from their main force, main body of their cities. So it could be difficult to keep hold of this one, but we shall see. And then over in Essos, we have Daenerys of the Targaryens. She holds the three cities of Meereen, Yunkai, and Astapor. And then north of that, on the Great Steppes, we have the Horse Lords. And this is Khal Drogo. So Daenerys and Drogo are separate in this scenario, just to see. And then we have a scattering of city-states, the great cities that don't belong to anybody. So, to get this working, I have unfortunately had to take out the Tullys of the Riverlands, just because to be an observer I need to have a sieve. So you're going to see that pop up every now and then, but just ignore that. I am not taking part. So unfortunately we had to remove the Tullys, but from what I saw, it didn't really seem to have much effect because of the position that they sort of sat in. One thing we will have to put up with through this, unfortunately, is the diplomatic stuff, because I am technically a civ in this, and I do technically have a city. I am going to get diplomatic requests from people, but that shouldn't be too bad. We'll be able to deal with that. Oh, I forgot about the Arbor down here on this little island here. Highgarden in quite a strong position, actually. It starts with 6 cities. This one here is probably quite defensible. So it's going to be interesting to see how the war goes. Everybody is going to start off fairly peacefully. The AI likes to start off a little bit peacefully until their borders start rubbing up against somebody else, and then all hell's going to break loose. But it should be interesting to see how this is going to go compared to... Well, we know how historically it went. The North declared war on the Lannisters, and then they marched south, and then ended up getting trounced at the Twins. And we'll see if something along those lines happen. You can see the wall is already under attack from the Free Folk. This is probably where we're going to spend a little bit of time to start with, just because this is where all the action's going to be. But as you can see, Castle Black, the Shadow Tower, and Eastwatch start with these citadels. And these citadels do just automatically do damage to anything stationed near them every single turn. I mean, Castle Black also will be able to bombard You can see there, one set of warriors, I think, already taken out. So early on, the wall is probably going to hold pretty steady, but that's probably going to become a little bit shaky as time wears on. You can see, I think the free folk, the wildlings, have thought better of. Oh no, they're still bravely going in against the against the wall there. Nobody else really doing anything interesting. The Starks are sending some warriors up here to help defend the wall, which is very interesting. They've also sent a whole bunch of workers up to the last hearth, which is interesting. It's easier just to accept all these diplomatic offers, because if you don't, then they just keep sending the requests over and over again, which can get really annoying. So nothing else really happening. These things are always a little bit slow to get started, although it looks like the Tyrells have founded Golden Grove, or did they already have that? 3, 4, 5, 6... No, they already had Golden Grove. Doesn't look like anybody's got a settler up now, but I'm guessing there's going to be some coming. Cities can't actually build settlers until they've got at least 3 population. You see the Lannisters already up here with a settler. They're getting ready to found their next city. Doesn't look like anybody else has a settler up just yet. No, it looks like the Lannisters going for some early expansionism. What about the Baratheons here? No, nobody else by the looks of it. We'll have a check over in the east. It looks like again Daenerys has got these dragons as well that get older as the game progresses, so they could end up being a pretty big factor in this game, unless she decides to sort of just throw them away. In some foolish war. Looks like the Dothraki don't have a settler up yet. They normally play pretty expansionist just because of how much space they've got. Civs that tend to have a lot of space tend to expand really, really early and tend to get themselves in a really good position for later on. So, before we go too much further, I want you guys to let me know down in the comment section who you're going to be rooting for and who you think's going to win this one. What do you think? Do you think it's going to be? Do you think it's going to be the Tyrells of Highgarden? Do you think it's going to be Baratheons of Storm's End or Dragonstone? Do you think it's going to be Peter Baelish in the Eyrie, or maybe Robb Stark in the North, or maybe even the Ironborn? Personally, I think I'm going to be rooting for the Ironborn because they got a little bit screwed over. So it'll be interesting to see if they can make a comeback. So personally, I'm going to be rooting for the Ironborn, but you guys let me know down in the comment section who you're going to be rooting for in this one, and we'll see who's right in the end, because there can only be one winner. And there we go. Ashmark being founded by the Lannisters. That's pretty smart, founding it near King's Landing, as then they can tighten their grip on this by expanding the borders. Probably trying to link up King's Landing with their existing holdings, which is definitely a smart idea. Definitely. So nothing really going on just yet. This citadel is dishing out a lot of damage to people, which is nice. It's doing its job, but it's not gonna work forever. Eventually they are gonna fall. But until then, these free folk are going to find it really, really difficult up here because they're quite squashed in behind this wall. But other than that, though, they've got some quite nice tiles here. It's forest. It is on tundra a lot of the time, but there's a lot of forest up there. If they can get the workers working, they can make a good go of this. They've got a settler up. Could probably head into the sea and see if they could sail around Eastwatch. Looks like nobody up north has got a settler yet. The Twins expanding their influence. The Eyrie expanding their borders as well. Again, they don't have a settler up just yet either. So everybody being a little bit slow to expand it's not. It's going to be sort of between, I would say, turn 50 and 100 before we start seeing the first wars. It's really going to be. It's really going to be when people's borders start rubbing up against each other. You see Renly doing his best here to connect all of his borders up. Oh, there we go. There's a Baratheon settler. Be interested to see where he's going. He's going pretty far south. Haystack Hall founded near the borders of Dorne. You see, Dorne also has a settler up there, and it also got Jon Snow, the Dornish Great Commander, Jon Snow. Well, this is an alternate history, so I guess we'll let that one go. The Tyrell's still not got a settler up. Plenty of workers though. So as you can imagine, unlike normal civilization, the tech tree in this doesn't go up as far as you would think. In fact, if we can take a quick look at the tech tree, it only goes up to sort of this Seven Kingdoms era. You get astronomy, banking, and then that's about it. It stops there. So really, once everybody's researched everything, you're probably going to see a lot of focus switch to unit production and maybe making war. Looks like the Lannisters are making a good go of this. I've ran through it simulated a couple of times. Oh, Tywin has completed the Seastone chair. Nice. So I've ran through this a couple of times, just simulating it, just to make sure that the computer doesn't crash and it doesn't go absolutely awry. And the couple of times that I've ran it, the Lannisters tend to not expand as much as other people. They tend to they tend to get a little bit penned in here. But it looks like they're making a good move here. They've founded the Crag on the coast there. That's Tywin Lannister up to 8 cities now. That is interesting. Still nothing happening in the Eyrie. Up north, same as well. Looks like they are focusing more on just... Oh, did they already have Carhold? I think they did. Focusing more on maintaining the cities they've got. The Dragonborn. The Ironborn have founded Lordsport up in the north. That is interesting, in this huge forest here. And make use of getting the deer out of that and all of the production that comes with making lumber camps. Let's have a quick check over in the east. Daenerys still building up, but slowly. Trying a little bit to expand the borders, but no settlers up yet. Still got 3 dragons, though. Not wasted those in a silly war. Looks like Khal Drogo's founded his 4th city now. Over in the east, they only start with 3 cities, but that's just because of how much space they have to expand. Starting with the 5 or 6 that the guys in Westeros do would be a little bit unfair. You can see the Dothraki already got a 5th settler, or going for a 5th city with another settler. There we go. Found that one as well. I'm not even going to try and pronounce it because you all know what my pronunciation skills are like. They're probably going to work on trying to link up these borders at some point. The Reach and the Stormlands are now friends. Interesting. Very interesting. Looks like no settlers for Stannis yet. Renly still just got this Haystack Hall down in the south there, rubbing up against the Dornish borders. Looks like the Tyrells also not got a settler yet, but they have got a little bit of a. Sorry, I accidentally clicked on Old Town there. Looks like they have got a little bit of a military force building up on Tywin's borders here. Well, 4 warriors is going to be 5 warriors. Sorry, it's going to be nowhere near enough to take anything away from Tywin. He's got more than enough warriors to defend against that. It's not really going to be until we get archers and catapults that we're going to see any kind of decisive war. But the oh, there we go. Renly Baratheon's got another settler up. It looks like Stannis is amassing some kind of army here as well. I'm not sure who he's going to march in on. Maybe on Peter Baelish. Good old Littlefinger. Going to make some war there. North still just kind of taking care of itself. They do have archers, which is good, but they don't have any settlers. They're not really trying to Trying to expand on their borders. Looks like the wildlings have kind of given up on the idea of attacking the wall for now. Which is probably for the best, to be honest. Looks like Tywin's doing pretty good so far. Leading on the score. Although this score isn't 100% accurate. It leaves a little bit to be desired. It's not a fantastic it's not a fantastic indicator of who is actually winning the game. Talking about winning the game, the way we're going to work this one is, I think what we're going to do is, we've gone for a domination victory, but the AI, once you get, just ignore me in this, Mance Raider got the most gold. That's not really too much to go by, because the AI is really, really bad at handling money in this game. Look at this, the Eyrie just quickly plopped down 2 cities. It gets Heartsome and the Paps. Which is interesting. So yeah, the predominant way for the AI to win in this is going to be domination. So wiping everybody out. We've got no city raising on, so people have got to take and hold cities. But once the game gets into its sort of final stages, 2 settlers from Dawn here. Where are they going to go? That's going to be interesting. Are they going to try and grab this copper here? Because there is a settler from the Tyrells as well. There we go. Tyrells get there first with Tumbleton. And that's going to screw over the Dornish a little bit. Gonna have to see where they want to go now. So, founding Bronzegate right in the middle next to Bitterbridge from the Tyrells. And now it looks like Tywin's starting to amass some kind of army here. He's got a couple of archers and a whole bunch of warriors. It's going to be interesting seeing where he's going to send this one. So the main way to win is going to be domination victory. But like I said, the AI tends to get a little bit silly late on in the game when there's just so many units that they can't really control them effectively, and we end up just in some huge, ridiculous stalemate. So what I think we're going to do is secondary win condition is going to be whoever holds King's Landing when we get into sort of the final stages of the game. And I think that's probably going to be around about, say, turn... Oh, Peter has completed the Harpy of Astapor. Interesting. I think that's probably going to be around turn... Oh, Tywin has declared war on Peter Baelish. Probably going to march in here and try and take the Paps. He can probably take this settler as well if he's lucky. Nope. Decides to ignore the settler. I'm not sure if Baelish is going to be able to defend this city here, but it looks like Tywin hasn't got his archers in range just yet. So sort of by the time we get to sort of around turn 4-500, we're going to see whoever can hold King's Landing at that point in the game. Renly has declared war on Dawn. Wow, this is interesting. And he has a decent-sized army as well. This is going to be interesting. Well, let's take a quick look up north first. See if Tywin can take the Paps away from the Eyrie. It looks like not. Looks like he's... Oh, no, there we go. He's doing good work. Renly Baratheon is sending his army down towards the borders of Dawn. We'll see how that goes. So, yeah, I think whoever can hold King's Landing by the end of the game, around about turn 4-500, we'll see how it's going. Because if it looks like it's gonna wind down by about that point, then we'll just carry on until the actual victory. But if it's looking like it's gonna drag on forever, then what we'll do... There we go. He's taken that. But the settler has founded Longbow Hall because Tywin didn't do anything about it. He just allowed him to run away. Well, looks like maybe Tywin's going to get another free city here. Although he's got to be careful of these warriors here. They could just come straight back in and retake this town. Going to have to be careful with that one. How are we going in the south? That's... I don't think Renly's got enough troops here to be able to do anything about that. Tywin's pieced out with Peter. That is interesting. Was he able to... So it looks like Longbow Hall was given as part of the peace deal. I don't think he could have captured it that quickly. So it looks like he's made peace with the Eyrie, and as part of the peace deal, he was given Longbow Hall. He's going to have to be careful, though, because the Tyrells are building up a little bit of a force near his borders, near the Golden Tooth. And here we go. Looks like Renly has been beaten back. They went in with nowhere near enough forces to take on Dawn. And Dawn just said, no thank you. So let's take a quick look in the east. Daenerys has founded 2 more cities. Tolos and Borash. And the Horse Lords doing great work here. Actually, have they founded another city? Looks like they may not have. We've got 6 cities. Maybe this one. Maybe they've just founded that one. They've got a bit of an army going here. I'm not sure what they're going to do with it because there's only city-states in the east. And the city-states tend to be fairly well defended early on in the game. You can see the combat strength of these cities is 16 and 17, which is a lot higher than... And yeah, 16 for Qohor as well, which is a lot higher than their cities at the moment. So taking a city-state could be quite difficult. Looks like Dawn did finally get a city founded up here. That's gonna be risky because that's quite near to Renly, and Renly and Dawn are at war at the moment. You can see Renly made a massive tactical miscalculation there as Dawn come in with the spearmen, and were just like, nope. Managed to fight them back. That's good work on the part of Dawn, considering they were well outnumbered at the start of that war. And this spearman is just going around wrecking everyone. Drogo has declared war on Qohor, so there we go. He is going to try and go in for the city-state over here. This one will be interesting. If we can take this city, it's in quite a nice position. It is quite a big city as well. It's not big. It's got a population of 2. It's actually interestingly small for how much land it's got. But anyway, I think that's probably a good time to take a break. So thanks very much for watching the first part of this series, guys. Do remember to let me know in the comment section below who you guys are rooting for, who you'd like to win, and who you think is going to win. And I'll catch you in the next video.